Once upon a time, a bird lost a grain of food that had fallen into the hollow of a tree. The bird flew to the tree and politely asked it to return the grain. But the tree laughed and refused, saying, "Why should I give it back? Go away." Frustrated, the bird went to a carpenter and asked him to cut down the tree. The carpenter, surprised, replied, "You want me to cut down an entire tree for one tiny grain? That's not possible." Determined, the bird went to the king and pleaded, "Your Majesty, please punish the carpenter. He refuses to cut down the tree that has taken my grain." The king, amused by the situation, responded, "You came all the way here for such a small matter? I cannot punish the carpenter for this." The bird felt helpless but didn't give up. The next day, she approached the elephant handler and asked, "Tomorrow, when the king is riding the elephant, make sure he falls off." Shocked, the handler asked why. The bird explained her entire story once again, insisting that everyone was ignoring her. The handler refused, saying, "I will not harm the king over such a small issue." Now furious, the bird approached an ant and said, "Go inside the elephant's trunk and irritate him. That will force everyone to take notice." The ant, puzzled, asked why it should do that. The bird repeated her entire story once again. The ant shook its head and said, "I won't crawl into the elephant's trunk for such a petty issue." At this, the bird dropped her politeness and threatened the ant. "I may not be able to harm the tree, the carpenter, the king, or the elephant. But you, I can pick up with my beak and crush. Think carefully." Frightened, the ant rushed into the elephant's trunk. Startled and in pain, the elephant ran to his handler. The handler then rushed to the king, who finally summoned the carpenter and ordered him to cut down the tree. But as the carpenter arrived with his tools, the tree panicked and shouted, "Wait, I'll return the grain. There's no need to cut me down." This simple story teaches us a powerful lesson. Many people underestimate themselves, thinking they are too weak or insignificant to make a difference. But strength doesn't always come from size or power. It lies in the mind, in persistence, in creative thinking. The bird seemed powerless against the mighty tree, the skilled carpenter, the powerful king, and the huge elephant. But through determination and cleverness, she set off a chain reaction that solved her problem. In life, we often face challenges that feel far too big to handle. In such moments, it's important to remember that our true strength lies in resilience, intelligence, and resourcefulness. The bird's journey is a reminder that even the smallest among us can create big changes. Her persistence moved the ant, the elephant, the handler, the king, and finally, the carpenter. So never underestimate your potential. Believe in yourself. Stand up for what is right. Use your mind to find solutions. Even the smallest actions, when driven by determination, can lead to great outcomes. Also, sometimes we need to take a step back and look at a situation from different angles. This is what the bird does when she realizes that she can't get the grain back directly from the tree. Instead of giving up, she goes to the carpenter and asks him to cut down the tree. When that doesn't work, she goes to the king and tells him about the carpenter's refusal. She doesn't just complain, but asks the king to punish the carpenter. When the king refuses to help her, she doesn't get angry or give up. Instead, she goes to the elephant handler and asks him to make the king fall off the elephant. Even though the elephant handler doesn't understand the bird's plan, he eventually agrees to help her. Finally, the bird goes to the ant and asks him to go inside the elephant's trunk. When the ant refuses to help her, she threatens to eat him. And when the ant asks her why she should care about him, she simply says, "I won't eat you if you don't tell me why you don't want to help me." This shows that the bird is not only persistent, but also clever. She knows how to use her wit to get what she wants. In the end, the bird is successful in getting the grain back from the tree. Not only does she get the grain, but she also learns a valuable lesson about herself. She discovers that she is stronger than she thought she was, and that she can achieve more than she thought possible. We can learn from her example to never give up and to always believe in ourselves. If you like this story, stay tuned for more updates. See you in the next story.